This is Minister Carnes. Welcome to another edition of Translation and Interpretation.
The views expressed in this video are not those of Minister Carnes and Kingdom Networks. Kingdom Networks does not support the presenters in this video. The information in this video is for educational purposes only. Minister Carnes does not condone the doctrinal beliefs or usage of pagan terminology in this video presentation by the presenter.
The presenter is Pastor Nelson, who is a Christian at gotquestion.org.
Matthew chapter 28, verses 19 through 20 contains what has come to be called the Great Commission. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Jesus gave this command to the apostles shortly before he ascended into heaven, and it essentially outlines what Jesus expected the apostles and those who followed them to do in his absence. It is interesting that in the original Greek, the only direct command in Matthew chapter 28, verses 19 through 20 is make disciples. The Great Commission instructs us to make disciples while we are going throughout the world. The instructions to go, baptize, and teach are indirect commands, participles, in the original. How are we to make disciples? By baptizing them and teaching them all that Jesus commanded. Make disciples is the primary command of the Great Commission. Going, baptizing, and teaching are the means by which we fulfill the command to make disciples. A disciple is someone who receives instruction from another person. A Christian disciple is a baptized follower of Christ, one who believes the teaching of Christ. A disciple of Christ imitates Jesus' example, clings to his sacrifice, believes in his resurrection, possesses the Holy Spirit, and lives to do his work. The command in the Great Commission to make disciples means to teach or train people to follow and obey Christ. Many understand Acts chapter 1 verse 8 as part of the Great Commission as well. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. The Great Commission is enabled by the power of the Holy Spirit. We are to be Christ's witnesses, fulfilling the Great Commission in our cities, Jerusalem, in our states and countries, Judea and Samaria, and anywhere else God sends us, to the ends of the earth. Throughout the book of Acts, we see how the apostles began to fulfill the Great Commission, as outlined in Acts chapter 1, verse 8. First, Jerusalem is evangelized, Acts chapter 1 through 7. Then the Spirit expands the church through Judea and Samaria, Acts chapter 8 through 12. Finally, the gospel reaches into the ends of the earth, Acts chapter 13 through 28. Today, we continue to act as ambassadors for Christ, and we plead on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20. We have received a precious gift, the faith that was once for all entrusted to God's holy people. Jude chapter 1, verse 3. Jesus' words in the Great Commission reveal the heart of God, who desires all people to be saved and come to a knowledge of the truth. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. The Great Commission compels us to share the good news until everyone has heard. Like the servants in Jesus' parable, we are to be about the business of the kingdom, making disciples of all nations. He called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy until I come. Luke chapter 19, verse 13.
This video sounds very convincing, but we must remember that it is Christian rhetoric. The Messiah also said to his disciples in Matthew chapter 10, verse 5, Do not go the way of the Gentiles. He also said, I am only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel in Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. The question we should ask about Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 to 20, is whether or not it is authentic, or is it a reflection of a triune form of Christian Trinitarianism? As part of my response, we will replace the name Jesus with his Hebrew name, Yahushua. The standard text of Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. Therefore, "Go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to obey everything that I have commanded you." The Messiah spoke to his Hebrew disciples, not Christians, because Christianity wasn't a religion then. This translation is the familiar Trinitarian formula that appears in nearly all Greek manuscripts of Matthew and all English translations. However, several verses in the book of Acts mention baptism in the name of Yahushua, including Acts chapter 2, verse 38, Acts chapter 8, verse 16, Acts chapter 10, verse 48, and Acts chapter 19, verse 5. These verses describe the early practice of baptizing new believers in the name of Yahushua in the 1st century CE. What are some variants? Let us begin by looking at the non-biblical writings of Eusebius. Who was Eusebius of Caesarea? Eusebius of Caesarea, born around 260 and died around 339 CE, was one of the earliest and most influential Christian church historians. He provides a fascinating textual and theological witness to Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 to 20, particularly regarding the so-called Great Commission. Eusebius chronicled the first centuries of Christianity, providing crucial details about the early church, its leaders, and its development. Eusebius was a counselor to Emperor Constantine the Great, and his writings influenced the understanding of early Christianity and the Church's relationship with the Roman Empire. In numerous passages across his works, especially Demonstratio Evangelica Theophania, Ecclesiastical History, and Commentary on Psalms, he cites the words of the risen Yahushua as follows: "Go and make disciples of all the nations in my name," meaning in the name of Yahushua. His writings do not include the Trinitarian baptismal formula, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. After the Council of Nicaea, Eusebius started using the standard Christian Trinity formula for baptism, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Another variant, the Shem Tov Hebrew version of Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 to 20, translates as, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and teach them to carry out all the things that I have commanded you forever." This version omits the instruction to baptize in the Trinitarian formula found in other versions of Matthew. The Shem Tov Hebrew Matthew is found within a 14th century work, the Even Bohan, completed in 1380 by Shem Tov ben Isaac ben Shaprut. While the treatise itself is from 1380, the original Hebrew Matthew text embedded within it is considered older, though the exact age of the original is unknown. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to receive updates on newly published videos.